Welcome, everybody, back to the Cali Current Podcast. It's your host, Grimace.
And Ish. How's everybody doing today? I hope everybody had a great holiday. This past 2024, we're in 2025 now, and we're here just to make sure that you guys are entertained. Do you have anything to say to our followers and or listeners at this point?
Yeah, I gotta say, stay safe out there. 2025, we're just barely getting started into it, a couple days in, and already things are going off the chain. Natural disasters are hitting. Air quality is, not the best. We got,
especially here in SoCal, actually, because everybody has their own, things to worry about. I guess back east, everybody's worried about the snowstorms. We had a mini winter vortex type season weather, and or I guess system, whatever they want to call it. I don't know. Does it have a specific name or something? Because we had our issues with our Santa Ana winds coming in January, but those usually come through in October-ish. I know because I remember in October, it's my birthday month, and I see things happening all the time with the winds. But
yeah, I was just kind of realizing that too. How they're talking about all the fires are still kind of going on in Los Angeles and other areas in California. But yeah, then I started realizing the Santa Ana winds are typically from October and November.
Yeah.
And usually by now it's either some years it'll still be hot or some rain. Maybe not too much rain, but every now and then some rain. But yeah, we don't really get the Santa Ana winds around this time.
No, it's too late. I mean, it depends how you want to see it, because it's either too late in the year that it already passed. It's long gone already, but now it's too early in this year. Because we usually get rain here in California, at least maybe a few days in January, but not anymore. But my point is, the weather is all, different. And I mean, we could attribute it to certain things. But speaking of January, actually, I have a certain thing that I want to speak about. Because, audience knows, everybody knows that I drive Uber, Lyft, or whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
And I get all sorts of, people from different backgrounds. But me, I'm always cordial with everybody. I always say, hey, how are you doing? Nice to meet you. My name's Ishmael, of course, like I always say. And also, the thing is that lately I've been basically telling people, hey, Happy New Year. But my reason for that is because I want to know from our viewership audience, what is the latest day of the January month? Is it too late to say to somebody Happy New Year? Because I know a lot of people might get annoyed by that, even just by mentioning it in the middle of the month or something. I don't know. I mean, I think it was good until the 15th, I would assume. That's my opinion about it.
I mean, me personally, typically, I would say it to people I know and stuff like, hey, Happy New Year. Like maybe the first week of January.
Okay.
Because we're still in the holiday. So whenever we're still in that holiday break, people that get the 2-week vacation or even 3-week vacation, I think within that thing, it's like, oh, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. But I would say after so this year, New Year's Eve landed on a Tuesday, so Wednesday. So I would say by the following Wednesday, so by January 8th to the 10th, I think that's maybe a little bit too past to say Happy New Year's.
Honestly, I'm checked out at this point. I'm checked out mentally because of the fact that I was on vacation for the last 10 days of the year of 2024. So typically, I'm not checked out, but I'm barely recovering per se. I mean, we're already in the 3rd week of January, and I'm like, okay, I mean, I guess the holidays just passed, and I'm still stuck with Happy New Year because I wasn't here the last 10 days of last year. So, I mean, I think the last time I said it to somebody was like a few days back. But I think the other day I did say it to somebody like 2 days ago. I mean, whatever the case may have been. I mean, I'm mentally recuperating still from my vacation time.
Oh, okay. Oh, by the way, how was your vacation? Everything go good in your flight?
Yeah, everything was great. There wasn't too much trouble. I mean, honestly, I got lucky because I still had status on my airplane ride, my trip from LAX to Mexico City. And I got to eat free breakfast because I was upgraded to first class. That's one day. One day we're going to talk about that topic. If anybody's ever flown first class. Because, I've been lucky to fly first class. They upgraded me, obviously, the same day of the flight because I didn't know I was going to be upgraded until 20 minutes to my flight time. But it was nice. I mean, what can I say? But it feels like I'm barely recuperating. But yeah, everything went great. I mean, I enjoyed it. I don't know if I look darker to everybody or not. I mean, I'm already dark as it is, as it were. I mean, But yeah, I don't know if I look dark or not.
Oh, okay.
I did bake myself in the sun, a few days when I was out there because the sun was really hot. But different weather, I guess.
And then what about over there? Everybody would just be like, "Oh, Feliz Año Nuevo, Happy New Year."
Yeah, no, well, I mean, I came back on the 1st. I mean, I had my celebration with my family. We just hung out. I mean, we really don't do much anymore. The thing is, you know what happened to me? And this sort of happens to me a lot.
Nah.
I can never mix beer with pork. Probably because over there in Mexico, they just deep fry the pork, deep fry the S out of that pork. And it's like, it got me really badly sick. And I had to throw up at like 3 in the morning. And my flight was at 4 in the afternoon. And I had to leave my town because it's a 5-6 hour bus ride. About 8 in the morning, 9 in the morning. So I was throwing up at 3 in the morning. And then I got up at 7 to get my suitcase packed. And I threw up again. It's like, never mix beer with pork. That's the tip of the day right there.
Or Mexico pork, no?
No, it's happened to me here too in LA when I lived in LA in the valley actually, where I was drinking beer and then I think I had carnitas or something. People say, oh, it's probably because of the grease. The grease made you feel bad.
Yeah.
And that's true because one time I had, I don't know if anybody knows Jack in the Box. They sell egg rolls and they were really freaking greasy. And I basically squeezed the grease out of them. But like about a year ago, and they were bad for me, and I didn't have beer at that time. So yeah, it was the grease. The grease is really bad for me. It makes me want to vomit.
Yeah, I mean, you typically don't want to eat too much fast food because, like you're saying, the grease that it has and whatnot. I mean, it's always better to get home cooked meals. But when you're traveling and just living, the lifestyle, and over here in capitalism, we gotta, gotta eat fast food every now and then.
I used to eat a lot, and now I don't fancy myself to eat a lot. Lately, I've been eating a lot because of the fact that I miss the American food. I miss the burgers. I don't really miss the pizza because they have pizza over there, and it's about good. It's not as good, but it's about good. And I missed all the American things that I couldn't have for 10 days. And I gorged myself over there, but I actually did get tired of the food over there. I mean, if you guys ever travel, you guys know what I'm going to talk about, what I mean, because of the fact that I've been to, several places in Mexico already. And I sort of get tired of the food after maybe, 7-8 days maybe.
Yeah, I remember when I traveled. I was much younger. I think I was like in my 13s or 11s. I went to Mexico, and then, I think the food, it didn't sit down well with me. I ended up throwing up. But from what I hear, it gives you more power. Like, I remember hearing Canelo got tested positive for, like, some sort of things in his blood that he shouldn't have had.
Really? Oh,
and then they were saying, no, it's because the meat in Mexico is different. It's different.
Yeah.
So maybe, it's they probably have it more natural or something, because I know the USA, they finally started to decide to ban the red dye 40, like from the other podcast that we were talking about, or the other episode.
It went into effect already?
It went into effect.
Okay.
So,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't know when the effective date is, but I'm excited to get back to eating the hot Cheetos, because I did like the hot Cheetos, but I mean, I was like, I'm not going to risk, an avoidable cancer. I'm not going to, I don't like hot Cheetos that much.
You know what? I stopped eating hot Cheetos maybe a year ago. It's been a long time.
Why? Just because of taste, or
No, I think
calories?
Because little by little I've been leaving all the things that are sort of bad for me.
Yeah.
And including, soda or soft drinks, whatever, everybody pop. I don't know.
But then I heard they're going to start putting the red dye 40 is like an avoidable direct link to cancer. But now they're saying that also beer and alcoholic drinks, they're gonna start putting the label warning, cancer label warning on them too. And I was like, oh crap! We're gonna avoid drinking beer too now.
I think for as much as they put labels on anything or everything, people are gonna not care and they're still gonna enjoy their beer. That's just my opinion about it. I don't know about me. Yeah. I might be able to leave it for sure, but
like exactly, because I mean, if you put a label on it, I mean, people that like beer, it's a good social event. It's good for parties, good for watching sporting events. But like when I see a pack of cigarettes, I feel like that little warning, Surgeon General cancer label, that does kind of like make it like, oh crap, it's like a little pack of venom right here. Like, I don't know if I really want to eat that or smoke that.
I think For the long run, I think everybody's hardwired to, I guess, not crave, but I guess ingest or digest or whatever kind of jest it is, to naturally love something and or be attracted to, like, per se, smoking cigarettes or beer. But no matter what, I think the sort of the danger of it sort of attracts a lot of people. So no matter what they do, no matter how many labels they put on their packs or the cases of beer, people won't really care. I think that's just my opinion about it, because it's too damn good for. I mean, I personally don't like beer where I'm gonna drink it every single day. But yeah, there's other alternatives. There's alcohol. There's all kinds of liquor, of course. Vodka, tequila, and all the alternatives.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if also the alcohol or tequila is also direct gonna have that warning
Really?
label of cancer, which I'm pretty sure. I mean, alcohol is technically poison to the human body.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah, it's not. I mean, yeah. I mean, it was invented for consumerism, but more than anything, of course, for capitalism, because people want to make the profits on it. But what?
Yeah.
I wasn't really a big fan of whiskey because I drank a lot of whiskey in Mexico. Not with my family directly, but I went a lot. Okay, watch. This is what happened. On the first day I got there, I landed. I got to my hometown around 10 p.m., but I left here at 3, 4 in the morning to LAX. So basically, I had a long day. I had a 20-hour day, basically. And I went out with my cousin when I got there. And we went to this, I guess, concert where they had VIP. We literally sat in front of the stage. And they got 2 whiskey bottles, and we drank them, and I was fine with it. I mean, yeah, I drank a little beer first because my cousin likes to buy a case of beer or whatever. But I mean, I didn't think I was a whiskey drinker until I had a little bit more than usual.
Yeah, but I feel like the Mexico culture is more like they embrace alcohol and beer. Or maybe they don't embrace it. It's just like part of the culture. Kind of like how also the Irish, if you get an Irishman and you
Irish
go in
whiskey.
a pub, Irish whiskey. Well, no, just like the culture in general. Like Irish is pretty prone to or stereotypical big drinkers, and also in Mexico too. So maybe that's why, they'll just drink it without thinking too
I
much.
inherited the Mexican drinking gene from my dad, of course. I mean, a lot of my family members, of course, like to drink, but I was the one where I abstained from beer, period. But I guess alcohol, I tried my best when I was young. But beer in general, I didn't like until I was 25. But yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, it's hard. Now it's hard to resist because beer tastes good. I didn't like the taste of beer when I was 20, 21, whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I started getting a little bit of better taste for it at 25. So people can change. You're sort of, like I said, you're hardwired to certainly like certain things because that's just in the nature, just in the culture. I mean, it's hard not to go to a party and not drink. Everybody's doing it, I guess. Well, I mean, the hard part is going to a dry wedding or a dry any kind of party, because those do happen. I've heard of those happening, but I've never been invited to one. And actually, never mind. I have. I remember now. It was about 4 years ago. My cousin got married. I guess religious wedding. Nobody was drinking inside, because they didn't have any alcohol, but everybody was drinking in the parking lot. That's how we do it, That's just how we do.
So they didn't have any alcohol. Would you say they were avoiding to have people consume alcohol because they didn't want people inebriated? Or was it just more of a cost?
They didn't have alcohol, period, because of the fact that it was a religious wedding ceremony and or reception. My cousin just didn't want anybody drinking, and she made the decision with her husband at that time. But I know that we were having drinks. Hey, us Mexicans, we're tailgaters, okay? We're tailgaters by nature. We'll bring our coolers of beer or alcohol, whatever, to any social event. It doesn't matter if it's dry or not. We'll have it. We'll be tailgating in the parking lot.
What was the religion of the wedding, if you don't mind sharing?
I don't know. I guess some type of Christian.
I see what you mean.
My cousin's not Catholic anymore, even though she was raised Catholic. But I'm not gonna say who she is because she's a very close cousin of mine that I love so much. But my point is, I mean, I don't think she's gonna care if she listens to this one day and figures, I knew they were already having alcohol. She knows her family. Come on, she knows her immediate family, her family members. She knows her relatives, her cousins, uncles. She knows how we all are.
That's actually a pretty smart decision to make it a dry wedding because, well, for one thing, you're about to embark on a new life with a partner. So, I mean, for most, I would say for the average person, costs are concerning. So, you don't want to go out there and run up a high wedding bill and have all this debt when you start up a new thing. So
No.
that would be a good thing if you don't supply all the alcohol because, that's another additional cost. And then also, as the bride and groom, well, it's their decision whether they want to consume or not on an individual basis.
Oh, yeah.
So you could remember the whole event and whatnot.
Well, it's one thing for them not to want to consume, I assume, but
to provide for the guests.
correct. Well, yeah, see, I mean, okay, the way I see it is like, fine, people have morals, people have different values, people have different way of, I guess, looking at life. I don't need this to be, or I don't need to consume this or that to have a good time or to be happy at my wedding day or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
But my point is, it's like, well, they subject everybody to it because it's their wedding. I get it. Nobody's going to stop them from doing so. I personally, I mean, at my wedding, I had a open bar. I mean, it wasn't a big deal. Yeah, I got really drunk. I got S-faced, actually. You weren't there because you wouldn't remember, or else you would have remembered.
No,
but my point is that, yeah, it was a day to remember. But I made it a day to be memorable because of my F up, to say the least, I guess.
But you enjoyed yourself, right? From
I overly enjoyed and stupefied myself that day. But I'll be honest with you. I'm a God-fearing person.
Yeah.
I had a blast, but honestly, at the end of the night, because I consumed all different types of alcohol, I couldn't control myself. I felt like I was possessed. I swear, I'm not kidding. Like I couldn't not, for the love of Pete, control myself or my actions or saying things. I swear, I think I was taken over that night, but that's just the way I see it, and that's what I experienced.
Well, they do call it wine and spirits, so
yeah.
When I hear the spirits, they call it spirits for a reason, or its origin. Wine and spirits.
I started off, look, and just because I never drink champagne, I think champagne is the root of all evil. This is why I don't drink champagne, because of the bubble. I think the bubbles did it to me. I don't know if anybody can agree out there, but that's why I never drink champagne and mix it up with tequila shots, tequila drinks, or beer, because it's just a bad combo.
Yeah, champagne will get you out of your mind, like out of your regular focus mind right away.
That's what I started with, because it was a hot day.
Yeah, I mean, when I would like to indulge a lot to the point of, irresponsibly, I always liked the champagne because right away it'd give you that kick. I guess it's all the bubbly and all that.
Yeah, I think that's what it was. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I think that sort of was the road to perdition, I guess, because I don't drink. I've never cared to drink champagne. Yeah, I'll tolerate it. Somebody gives me a glass or whatever, I'll take a sip. But I'm not gonna be like downing it, and I'm not gonna be drinking from the bottle or anything like that. Not a big champagne guy.
Yeah, so I mean, alcohol, it gives you this false sense, I guess, of a good time. I mean, when used moderately, then it makes you feel more relaxed. You're able to be more social, whatnot. But like most people, once you have one or two alcoholic drinks, then, it's kind of hard to stop popping more and more alcoholic drinks. So, moving on, alcohol, it eventually could lead to, a depression and whatnot. So today, this Monday is something I never heard of, but it was interesting to hear them say that today is Blue Monday, the most depressing day of the year. And I was like, I never heard about it, but I was like, what? The most depressing day of the year? So allegedly it was created in 2005 by a travel company as a marketing ploy. And they use they would
Blue Monday. When I think of Blue Monday, I think of the song Blue Monday by that's the name of the group. Wait, if that's the name of the song, Blue Monday. Yeah, have you ever heard? I mean, I'm sure you're probably gonna remember the song if I play it.
That sounds like a Green Day song.
No. It came out in the early '80s. I guess it was a New Order is the name of the group, because they're actually that came up with the song. And the name of the song is called Blue Monday. Actually, it's a pretty good song. It's one of my favorite 80s songs of all time. I mean, I don't want to put a sample for it because I don't have anything to put a sample on. But and also, I don't want us to be docked for
probably
copyright. And yeah, exactly. I don't want this video or this podcast to be taken down for this episode because I put something that I couldn't put on. Look it up. New Order, Blue Monday.
So allegedly, the reason why today is Blue Monday is because of the weather. Well, like, man, this windy weather is pretty crappy. And then the post-holiday debt. I guess people, trying to overspend and put themselves in a debt to buying gifts for their loved ones and failed New Year's resolutions.
I can vouch for that debt thing or the people being overly spent because I got back on the 1st here at night. I was here like around 8 p.m. And I started driving the next day for Uber and Lyft. And like for 2 or 3 days, it was completely dead. There was like nobody spending money, nobody going anywhere, nobody doing anything, nobody wanting to, I guess, reach out of pocket to go anywhere because of the fact that I was hardly getting any rides on both formats or on both platforms, I mean. But yeah, that's a real thing. I mean, I didn't realize it because this is my first year ever that I drive past the New Year for Uber or Lyft.
Did you set any what do you call it, New Year's resolutions?
Well, my whole objective of leaving last year was to basically have a better year this year. I mean, I wasn't stressed at the end of the year last year, but I feel like I was a little bit like not depressed, but I was like in a funk. So yeah, my main goal besides this podcast was to just be a happier, more I guess peaceful person, and just to be a better person in general altogether. That's my New Year's resolution.
All right. So, but the good thing is that you've been, I mean, well, either you're playing it off well, or I don't see you in a funk, like, so.
No, the vacation did help me a lot. But I think I came back more tired than ever because traveling does drain you a lot. And
oh yeah, for real.
Oh, especially on the last day of the year, which consequently I got here on the 1st, and that's why I stayed with my family over there where I'm from in Mexico. I mean, it was a good time. Yeah, it was great. Whatever, I did what I did. I went out with my cousin. I had a good time. I was singing at the end of the year. I didn't care. Whatever. I had a good time, but I got here and it didn't start off well because, like I said, I threw up twice at 3 and 7 in the morning, and that wasn't a good start to the new year, to say the least. But yeah, no, I mean, my objective is to be a better person altogether. That's not really a New Year's resolution, but I don't know. I guess it's gonna work for me in the way I want to see it. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really set any New Year's resolutions. I would say maybe this is the same thing. Keep on going to the gym, stay motivated with the fitness. I try to work out like 6 days, 5 days out of the week. So just try to keep that up. Try to get the holiday weight that, that it's a battle with the consumption of alcohol. I remember even on, when was it? Not New Year's Eve, I did avoid the alcohol because I was just like, all right, I already have some extra. I felt like I had extra weight on me from Christmas. I overindulged in sweets and cookies.
Yeah.
And so, all right, on New Year's, I was like, all right, either I'm going to drink or I'm going to eat food. But I don't like to combine them both because when you combine them both, then, yeah, it kind of wreaks havoc on the diet level, fat levels. So, yeah, New Year's, I didn't even consume alcohol. But, so, yeah, I would say just trying to keep the fitness up. Which, I mean, I've been kind of up and down, yo-yoing, dieting, whatever, eating healthy. But, yeah, like right now at this point, I'm still, trying to get at it, trying to do the fitness thing. But, yeah, it's not to the point where it's depressing. Because right here we got the Blue Monday thing is failed resolutions. Like, people would be setting unrealistic goals on their New Year's resolutions. And then that would lead to, like, self-disappointment, self-criticism. So, it's like attainable goals, doing something I've already been doing, working out.
I think the cutoff for New Year's resolutions, if you feel like you already have one, is possibly well, I mean, the gyms make a killing on between the 1st of January and Valentine's Day, because that's when the subscriptions are at an all-time high at all the gyms. And then after Valentine's Day, they fall off. People stop going to the gym because basically by then they're like, oh, whatever, I'm over it already. Oh, it's just a euphoria thing, I think, for the first month and a half of the year.
Hey, you just made me remember. I gotta pay my gym membership. Oh, crap, I haven't even paid.
Well, yeah, don't even remind me, because I haven't even been going to the gym myself. I have my membership too that I pay. I mean, $25 a month.
Dang,
it's the highest membership there is.
That's what's up.
Yeah, but it's not like 20 years ago where you had to pay like $40 a month,
Oh,
and people were just throwing their money away like crazy.
but that's a good investment, because that's an investment in you.
No,
So
but
it's worth it.
the problem with that is that people were paying that high of amount of a monthly membership, and they weren't going to the gym. But now it's like it's a month-to-month thing. You can just get a membership, and basically you don't have to sign up for like 6 months or a year before they have those contracts. Now it's so easy. You can pay the cheap membership, the $50 membership, and get the basic, which is the basic, and the $25 wherever you go. I don't know. Not all of them are the same, but that's what I pay.
Yeah, and so see, that's a good way to shake off the January blues, because the Blue Monday, or the most depressing day of the year today, is supposedly because of that, because the holiday debt, and because failed New Year's resolutions.
Yeah.
But see, that's a good way to get out of and the weather too. Like even today was kind of cloudy with some sunlight.
Yeah,
but
well,
the lack of sunlight also kind of gets to people, like makes them in a more depressive mode, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, it's true. Look at, not to disparage that part of the world, but Eastern Europe, every time I see movies, it's like they show these countries in a bad light, technically bad light, no pun intended, because all they show is gloom and doom and whatever,
Hey, that is a trip. I kind of see that too in European countries, right? Yeah. Or whenever like
Eastern European countries.
Eastern, well,
the old Russia, the old USSR.
Oh, those is definitely.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Right
like
there.
In Russia, well, they can go to Siberia and it's a lot of snow at like 6 months out of the year or whatever, but in Eastern Europe, it doesn't matter. It seems like the sun never comes out over there. Not because I'm laughing because it's funny. I'm laughing because it feels like it's like the North Pacific Northwest here in the U.S. Because they say the same thing, that the sun doesn't come out over there for 6 months. Everybody's always all depressed for 6 months. Probably because it has the highest suicide rate in the entire U.S.
Oh, damn.
Pacific Northwest.
Russia. Hey, that's where the first lady came from. No, Russia. She was like an immigrant from Russia.
No, she's... I can't remember. I think it was Latvia or something like that.
Oh,
Lithuania. I don't know. One of those Eastern European
not Russia.
countries.
Oh, all right. I thought it was
well,
Russia.
No. I mean, look, Russia is Russia. Russia is not the USSR anymore. The USSR broke off in the late 80s, 90s, early 90s.
That's right.
Remember when was it Bush? No, it was
Bush
Reagan
Senior.
said, Mikhail Gorbachev, tear down this wall. George Bush said that.
Oh, the Berlin Wall.
The first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant. What did I say? What kind of wall? I didn't say the Wailing Wall, right? The Wailing Wall is in Israel.
Some wall.
The Berlin. I don't know what I said. You see? I don't know. That would just happen like 10 days ago. How do I know? How do I remember? Sorry. 10 seconds ago, 20 seconds ago, 10 days ago. I'm all mixed up. I don't know. I'm barely getting back into the groove of things. Yeah. That's why it's not good to go on vacation at the end of the year, because then you come back and you still feel it's the same year. Honestly, I haven't written the year 2025 on anything, and I still feel it's 2024 because I haven't written 2025 on any piece of paper or on the computer or anything like that.
Damn. I mean, I be writing it every day. Well, because I be journaling and stuff, So I see it. I write it every day.
Well, really? You don't type it in on your laptop?
No. No, I just journal. I mean, I don't like to journal too much on the laptop. I've done it sometimes, but writing the word is a different.
People now dictate. You could do voice to text.
No, yeah. Sometimes I still do the dictate, the voice to text, but I still gotta write down the days. That's why. Okay. Yeah, I've been writing them. But where else? Like you were saying, Europe, Seattle, and that's where one of my homies, Martin, he's actually in Seattle right now.
That's the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, and Seattle. Seattle, I feel like it's always gloomy. Even when they show like pictures of Starbucks headquarters, I feel like it's all gloomy also right there.
Okay, well, look, I just want to say something. I've known a lot of people when I've worked all over the years I've worked with a lot of miners in different capacities. And when I used to work here close to here in Running Springs, which is an hour away, drive-wise, an hour and a half from here, actually, from where we're at currently, the studio is. Where I live, I'm still an hour away because technically I'm closer. I'm closer to downtown Riverside. The point is, when I used to work up there, I used to know a lot of people that used to come down from the Pacific Northwest, like Portland, Oregon, or like anywhere in Washington or whatever the case may have been, because they want to come down here. They want to, I mean, they have their own mountains over there. They have the whatever Mount Rainier in Washington, and in Oregon, I don't know what, Mount Hood or something like that. I don't know. But my point is, they want to work here with kids, and then they tell me the stories about how gloomy it was all the time. My nephew tells me all the time. He lives over there close to Tacoma, and he just came recently, and he says that, yeah, right now it's really, I mean, the sun's not coming out. It's really gloomy. But yeah, they say that 6 months out of the year it's snowing or it's always gloomy no matter what. Who knows why? It's just a phenomenon, I guess. Probably because it has to do with the sun and this winter solstice. I don't know.
It does really affect people too, because I know like one of my instructors, his wife, I forgot what disease or what ailment she has, but they literally moved to San Diego because, well, California, it's always sunny compared to Detroit. And
tuberculosis, maybe?
Maybe.
Lupus?
I'm not too sure.
Okay.
But basically, yeah, the sun, I guess the natural vitamin D, and also I forgot where I read that they said, yeah, the sun actually changes your mood. So maybe European people or even people in Seattle, like those typically gloomy or stereotypically gloomy states areas, I wonder if they feel the Blue Monday more than we do, because we're California. Typically we're always getting sunlight over here. I mean, maybe lately we've been having some gloomy days, some cloudy days, but I mean, most of the time the sun is pretty out, even on December, January over here.
Yeah, you see, it does make a difference, because I try to be a typical person where I'm happy in a lot of capacities in my life. I mean, I'm not 100% happy. I don't know if a lot of people are, but me, myself, I mean, I know currently in my situation, I'm happy right now and the way my life is going. I'm not excited about, certain things that I have to do every day to survive, but yeah. I mean, that doesn't make me unhappy either. I just have to, work around everything. But my point is that like maybe a few months back, I did feel a little depressed where I didn't want to get out of bed for a month. I mean, for a week, a week straight. But, I got over it. I know, like, for a fact, 13 years ago, I got really depressed and I wrote a book during my depression because it helped me deal with my emotions. And I have that book somewhere, a rough draft. I just have to finish it.
Nice. Yeah, that's kind of like journaling. I mean,
yeah, true.
Even those are ideas to stay joyful and motivated. One of a good practice would be gratitude journaling, like, sharing something positive each day, no matter how small. Doing acts of kindness, helping others could also boost your own mood. Trying something new, a new hobby.
I see that. Yeah, no, I mean, for now, for us, this is our hobby right now. I mean, we're not getting paid, of course, but I love doing something different all the time. I have a lot of things that I've done in the past, and people have said, "Oh, well, you should find something and stick with it." I'm like, well, no, that's not what life's all about. The life, for me, is just doing new things, trying new things, trying new food. Meeting new people. I mean, right now I meet a lot of new people because I'm driving Uber and Lyft, and nice. I try to network myself like crazy, especially the podcast right now because of the fact that I'm trying to make it grow. So yeah, I mean, I think I'm fulfilled right now. I'm just satisfied with the way my life is going. I'm not 100% happy, but I mean, what can I say? I'm paying my bills. I'm living my life. I have my podcast. We're hanging out a lot.
Yeah, there's a difference. It's like, you want to attain and try to achieve more, but you got to be at the same time satisfied with your current progress, with what you're kind of doing now.
Yeah.
But there's always room for more improvement, like you're saying.
Oh yeah,
there's always more room for improvement. But you also got to stop and smell the flowers, like right now we're able to shoot the podcast.
Yeah.
I mean, first we started off just with a cell phone recording, but now now we got some better equipment.
Well, don't give away our secrets. We don't want to give it away completely. We want people to ask questions and maybe we might be able to answer them. So don't forget you're paying attention to the Cali Current Podcast. Your host, Ish.
And Grimace.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Hit that bell notification button. We're going to keep bringing you podcasts every week, okay?
Yeah, so, but on me personally, too, one thing I did notice that I like to do is, like, working out. Like, I think I'm even addicted to the endorphins. Like, I didn't really know about this until maybe like around 2017, 2015 about endorphins.
That makes sense. I mean, working out does bring out, I mean, it makes, you get attached to that feeling of euphoria.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And you want to have it over and over again. And it's like, that's what it does. You know, people that don't really work out don't really know because, I mean, I haven't been working out lately since I got back, but I feel like, okay, I'm letting myself go, so I got to. But yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, no, you gotta try that because, like me now, I don't know, like I'm just at the point like every morning I gotta try to like do something, get my heart rate up pumping, and then once I'm done working out, okay, I wash up, get ready for work, and then like I even feel better just when I'm at work, like okay, nice and washed up, and my blood, I'm already wide awake from pumping iron or getting some good cardio in.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely try that to help, for everybody out there to stay motivated. Cause right now we're in the January with the Blue Monday, all that stuff.
Yeah, no, I mean, everybody has to find what they're good at and what they actually like, what they're going to get out of their either workout. I go running myself. I've always been a runner all my life. I mean, I've been an athlete, but not anymore, not so much. I'm pushing 50 in the next few years, and it's like it's getting harder for me to not work out, but to go running on a long 6-hour workout. Sorry, that's too long. 6-mile workout. Yeah. And that's why I go to the gym, because it's easier on my feet. It's easier on my knees. It's easier on my back, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like sometimes when Monday, for me, Monday run day. So whenever it's like windy, this morning actually it wasn't windy. It didn't get windy around here till like maybe 9-ish. But in the morning, I was like, it felt fine to go running. But see, I like the pros of going to run outside because it doesn't get boring, running through the streets and whatnot. Versus on the treadmill, I'm just kind of staring at the TV, just running in place. But it's easier on the knees running on the treadmill and whatnot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, it's way better. So if you or anybody are interested in working out, if you're going to the gym, everybody can run on the streets. I see people running all the time. And it's like, they look younger than me because, their knees can take it right now.
But then the knees start taking all that, that damage on running on the hard concrete. So, probably better at the gym. Better option.
I only ran 7 years in junior high and high school total altogether. And I did a lot of other activities. But now that I'm pushing 50, I think it's finally catching up to me. My point is, getting old sucks.
Yeah, so that's why you gotta maintain the body, because when you're old, if you're lucky enough to get to that old level, you want to have the body usable and whatnot.
Yeah, well, it's harder to do other things too, because sometimes I start cramping up on certain times where I shouldn't be cramping up, or when I'm doing certain activities. But I mean, what can I say? I don't know. I'm not. Like I said, I'm not 100% satisfied, but I know what to do when I get to a certain point because, I've already been around 5 decades and getting myself, I guess not unhappy, but out of a funk. I do what I can. I try to stay busy. I'm getting back into my DJing. I need to start doing my DJ again.
Hey,
I mean, I'm not getting any work doing it, but I'm going to start maybe my Twitch soon. Who knows?
Yeah.
And start mixing live. I don't know. I mean, that's what I want to do.
Yeah, man.
This is my new year to do it again.
Yeah, I remember when you were doing the DJing, that's pretty badass.
Yeah, I still do it. It's just, I went away from it because I got busy with life.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes, you try to fit in everything you can,
Seriously, man, I'll be biting off more than I could chew. And it's like, I want to do it all. I want it all. But at the same time, it's like time. Time is a big constraint. Yeah. And money because, we got to pay bills. We got to go to work. So we can't, at least I can't do everything I want to do.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm on the verge of finding, I guess, a solid job where I'm not going to be relying on working full-time my driving. Don't get me wrong. I love driving. Driving is therapeutic for me.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's not the same as going to work out or exercise or
running.
Oh,
yeah, no, it's not the same.
Yeah, no, but it does help me in a lot of ways, but it does get tiring too because, over and over and over,
Another way for attaining joy and Well, motivation. I mean, motivation. You could just type in motivational speeches on YouTube and get some motivation. But as far as being joyful, I mean, not to get religious or anything on everybody, but yeah, I get religious.
Praying helps, and I can vouch for that statement. I can vouch for that.
Gratitude. Another thing, like being grateful for the simple things, like having 2 working hands, working legs.
Waking up every morning and getting a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, I've broken both hands. I've broken 1 foot. So, like, I appreciate those little small things, like having a working foot, having working hands.
We take it for granted.
Yeah. So
our movement and having all our limbs.
Electricity, having a hot water,
Speaking of electricity, you're the one that spends the big bill on electricity. I come in here all the time and like something is on all the time, or when I leave at night and like 2 or 3 in the morning, something is always on here. So yeah, you gotta be careful with that. You don't have solar panels up on this roof.
Oh yeah.
So you better be careful. That's for sure.
It's because before I was used to having a big solar bill from having a little indoor grow, but then now I don't grow indoor no more. So now now all the electricity is. I unfortunately I gotta be more cognizant about that, and I could probably do better on reducing.
You gotta be more attentive. That's the point, because I think you just, like you say, we take it for granted.
Yeah.
You walk in and out, and you don't pay attention to what's on or off, and then you just go to sleep, and that's it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you live alone technically. Yeah, your roommate's here all the time, but
he's here.
He's not here right now.
Oh yeah, he went off too.
And I had to watch out for what you left on when I left the other night because he wasn't here.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not because I didn't want to do it. I'm just saying that I think you just sort of forget that it's turned on or it's on, period.
No, yeah, and the heaters could be dangerous. Well, it has a safety switch, but you
never know. I mean, you have 2 dogs that are not careless, but they do like to play fight a lot. Well, I came in earlier today and your monitor was on.
Oh, so I like to leave the TV so they can listen to the podcast. The podcast.
The Cali Current Podcast.
Yeah, there you go.
No. It was. Well, I don't know if you want to give a free plug.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, I like to watch the other podcast, and I like to let the dogs hear that one. But yeah, like I was saying, to get religious on you guys. Yeah, one of the scriptures I remember reading was saying, don't put your joy and your happiness necessarily in people, because. Unfortunately, I mean, I like hanging out with people, being social. That's always a good time. But it's one of the big things is, put your happiness and joy in God. And, he won't disappoint you. And just make sure that you're always grateful for the small things, like I was saying. And those are the ways I like, able to maintain my joy and, stay motivated. Also setting reasonable goals, nothing too big. Don't be biting more than you could chew. Also reading. I was trying to tell Ishmael, like, hey, you got to get into reading more. I know you're telling me you're not too much into the reading, but, it's a good process for your mind. You're reading the words across the pages. I know some people like to substitute it and say, I'll just hit the audiobook or I'll just listen to Audible. And it is good, too. When I'm at work or working out, sometimes I'll just run through some audibles or motivational speeches just on the headphones. But I forgot what article I read or something. It said that a different part of the brain is working when you're actually doing readings and stuff, or reading an actual paper, an actual article.
It's not that I don't like reading. Okay, don't get me wrong. It's not that I don't like reading. I don't hate it or anything like that. It's just that I don't see the point of sitting there for hours on end and just following line per line, left to right, left to right. I think it's mundane in my opinion. For me.
Yeah.
Not for everybody else. If you love it, you love it. I'm not going to judge you for that. But, it's hard enough to keep my attention span on a podcast where I have to listen, because I'm more of a listener. I'm not really more of a sit down and read. It's not that I hate reading. It's just too time consuming in my opinion.
I mean, just try breaking it up into like 15-minute segments. Cause when I was on an airplane and I was like getting my reading done after like reading for an hour, 40 minutes, and I'm just like, okay, let me take a break of this. And yeah, it does get mundane. So maybe just like 15 minutes. Like I remember reading the Warren Buffett book.
Warren Buffett?
I like me.
I didn't realize that he had all kinds of food on his.
Yeah, he's
name.
got all these foods of vehicle retirement.
Well, he does. Stuff. Yeah, he does have all these businesses. So I guess that sort of makes sense. Buffett. He's not the richest person in the world anymore. There's like 6, 7, 8 people in front of him now.
Yeah, no.
You know who the top 3 richest people in the world are?
Probably Elon Musk.
Well, he's number 1. Who's number 2?
Let's see, Bill Gates.
No, Jeff Bezos.
Oh, Jeff Bezos.
And who's the third one? Who's the third one? I bet you're not gonna guess. I mean, he's easy. Everybody knows who he is.
President Donald Trump.
No, come on, man. No, of course not. What's the thing that you're on all the time besides Instagram? They own Instagram, by the way.
Oh, Mark Zuckerberg.
Yes, he's the 3rd richest person.
Oh, nice.
Well, whatever. The point is they were all in the inauguration, but that's just a fun fact. Yeah. I mean, if everybody knew or anybody cared.
Yeah. Well, yeah, those are all the, my tips and tricks to getting rid of that Blue Monday funk.
Yeah, so don't forget to listen to the song. It's badass. I mean, I like to mix it with a lot of cool 90s music and a lot of house.
Was it like rock and roll or what kind of music is it?
No, it's like I said, it's like an electronic 80s dance. It came out like in 82, I think. I mean, I was 5 when they came out.
All right, I'm up.
Yeah, listen to it. No, we'll listen to it after the fact.
Yeah, I'm up to play on the car ride right now.
Well, whatever format you guys download or whatever music app you have, check it out. Not because we're giving them free plugs, but really it is a cool song. I mean, it's actually the opposite of what Blue Monday is because it's actually an upbeat song. Nice. So it's ironic.
All right, everybody. So just make sure. Get out of this January funk.
Yes.
Don't be no Blue Monday except for the song. But
there's a lot of things you could do to stay happy, be happy, and no matter what, have peace of mind, period. And just figure it out. I'm sure you will over time. This is the Cali Current Podcast. Your host, Ish.
And Grimace.
Please don't forget, we're here every week to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification button. And we always look forward to hearing from you. Please leave a comment. And or just at least drop by and say, hey, how you doing? And we'll be more than glad to respond.
Yeah, most definitely. Peace out, everybody.
And don't forget, if you can't punch it in, you have to... Wait up. How does it go? Wait up. If you can't pull it off, you have to punch it in, okay? Thank you very much, everybody. Take care.
Peace out.